Hello, welcome to Yoga with Dagny. Today we are going to be working on joint movement. Sometimes people are suffering with arthritis, or as we get older, sometimes our joints just get achy and tight and stiff. So today we're going to think about opening them up. So we're going to start in hero pose, Virasana. A lot of times using a brick is really helpful. I come up and I spread my feet and put the brick right between my ankles and then sit back and adjust my sitting bones. Sometimes 2 bricks is better if it's hard on your knees to sit this way. And an alternative is you can just sit cross-legged if sitting in this pose is too much on your knee joints. So if it's not too much on your knee joints, it's very good for your knee joints to do this. So, you can even turn your brick to the higher level or stack one on top of another and have more height. But in any case, let's begin our practice by taking our hands to our hearts in prayer position. And just connecting, use the roots of your thumbs to connect right into the center of your sternum. That point in Chinese medicine is the primordial child point, and it connects us to the part of ourselves that is absolutely whole, at peace, innocent, free. So just connecting to that place inside of yourself, the place that's connected to the universe, to love, to everything. And then just gently bowing your head for a minute. Just allow yourself to set an intention for your practice today. It can be on a physical level, like your joints becoming more open, or it can be on an emotional level that you'll have more peace, or it could be on a spiritual level that you'll feel more connected with your higher power. Or it could be a prayer for someone else, for your child or your friend or someone who's struggling. So just take a moment and dedicate this practice to your intention. Good. And I'm just lifting the head and opening the eyes. Let's open the class with an Om. So exhale completely through the mouth. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And then from here, let's just interlace our fingers in your customary way. Press your palms forward and just stretch those palms, which is beginning to open our wrists. Plug your arm bones into their sockets and inhale your arms up. Good. And you can bend the elbows and take the arms back further, and then press your palms up to the ceiling, even higher. Straighten your spine, lift your crown, drop your tail, deep breath in, and then exhale, let the arms come back and out and just relieve them there. Good. And then uncustomary class, opposite hand on top. Press your palms forward. Inhale up. Big breath. Stretch. Press the ceiling away with your palms and release. Good. Good. And then let's just inhale and shrug our shoulders up. Exhale, release them down. And we'll do that a couple times. Really squeeze them up by your ears and then let go. And one more. Good. And then we'll roll them a few times too, rolling them back first, just opening those shoulder joints a little bit. Good, and then reverse that flow forward. Good. Good, and then let's bring the arms out in front of us and clasp your fists, and then extend your fingers and reach out, and then clasp your fists again, and then extend your fingers. Good. And one more time, clasping the fists and extending the fingers. Good. And then let's press the arms out to the sides and extend the fingers out. Oh, reach them straight out to the sides, and then bend at the wrist and see if you can get your fingers to go straight up. And as you do this, feel like you're pressing the walls out and away. Good. And then extend them straight out again, and then bend them downward. Good. And then straight and up, straight and down. Good. And then just releasing the arms for a minute. Let's just bring the arms out to the side, and let's circle our wrists. Big circle. See if you can exaggerate the movement in the wrists a little bit. You can get the fingers involved a little if you like, and then the other way too. Good. Good. And then let's just take your left arm across your body and just gently pulling to stretch the shoulder joint. See if you can drop that left shoulder down a little bit and release that. And then the right one across. Drop it down to level your shoulders. Good. And then releasing. And then let's just take the left arm out, turn it down, and bring it across. Get hold of the opposite elbow. And then we're just going to kind of pull down on that elbow a little bit as we drop our neck over to the left. So you're kind of guiding this right elbow down. Really, both elbow points are moving down. And the ear is just dropping straight off to the side. It's almost like you're a rainbow, arching the neck up and over, maybe even looking up slightly. And then inhaling up, releasing that arm. And we'll take the right one out, turn it down all the way over across the body. And then pulling down on that elbow and pulling down on the opposite elbow. This time we'll drop the ear up and over to the right this time. And you're again guiding your elbow points down energetically. Your front ribs are settling back a little bit towards your spine. Your spine is lifted and straight, and your chin and even your eyes can look slightly up to increase the stretch. You're broadening through your collarbones, leveling through your shoulders. Inhale it up again and release. Good, and then just turn your head to the left. See how far you can turn, breathing into any tightness, releasing it back to the center and opposite side. One more time each way. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Excellent. And then we're just going to kind of see if you can cap your shoulders here and just do big circles forward. Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then backwards. Yes. Opening the shoulders, your wrists are having a little stretch here as well. Good. Excellent. So from here, we're just gonna come forward. Let's do a little cat-cow for limbering the spine. So with cat-cow, you're gonna inhale and lift your tail, lift your chin and lift your chest, and then you're gonna exhale and come tail under, chin down. And do a few of those with breath, inhaling in this direction, exhaling in this direction. And as you're doing this, you're trying not to collapse into your wrists. There's a lightness in your wrists. And if you can be more in the knuckles of your fingers than the wrists, that's a good thing. Let your neck really join in here. Really stretching the belly, stretching the shoulders, the hips. Good, and returning to a tabletop position. Now from here, I'm gonna come forward. I'm gonna come forward and I'm gonna place my wrists down. My fingertips are facing back toward me. And I'm just lightly trying to lay my hands down, the back of my hands down on the mat. That might be really hard. Maybe you can't do it. But once you do it, I'm just gonna kind of do a little bit of a cat and I'm gonna try to straighten my elbows any amount. And the integrity of my shoulder blades moving down my back is really good. Tops of my shoulders are soft. And if I can lean back any amount to stretch those wrists, I'm gonna try to do that. Like kind of sitting back any amount. Should be a nice wrist stretch. And then coming forward, I'm gonna curl my toes under and I'm gonna see if I can sit back on them. This is kind of working my toe joints a little bit as well. And then I'm gonna come up. I'll release the toes and I'm gonna sit back, working my knees here, and then up and onto my toes again. So from the side, it looks like this. And this might be painful. If it is, don't push yourself. Up, release, down. And I'm lifting from my belly, right up, curling under and back. Couple more times. Down, up, curl, back. Now I'm gonna add another component to this. I'm gonna come up, curl, down. Can I come back and work my ankles by lifting my knees? And then up, curl, back. One more time, up, come down, knees up, up, and back. Good. So we're gonna do another one with the wrists now. So this time I'm gonna turn my fingers toward me this way. I'm gonna point them toward me and I'm gonna try to come down. I have it a little, the reason I thought about this joint thing today is I was having a little creaky in my opposite arm that I normally have a little creaky in. So yeah, so I'm feeling it in my left one, whereas if anything, I get a little tightness in my right wrist. So again, you're just gonna lean yourself back any amount. See how this feels. To stretch your wrists. Good. Breathing all the while. Good. And then curling the toes under, sitting back. Let's do the other one more time, where we're coming forward, we're putting the backs of the hands down, we're straightening the arm, and we're just leaning back any amount. Stretching those wrists. Good. And then releasing that, sitting back on your toes. A couple more of these. Very nice. And the other way. Very nice. Good. So next we're going to come into our pigeon pose. But before we do that, we're going to come into a Superman. So I'll show it from the side. Here we are. I'm going to take a deep breath in. I'm going to exhale and bring my right leg straight back. And I'm just gonna roll my ankle joint first because it feels good to do that. I'm gonna try to stay level in my hips. And I'm gonna flex and point it too. Flex and point that extended leg. Good. And then I'm gonna take my opposite arm and bring it forward. And I'm gonna roll that wrist. Both ways. Good, and then just try to keep integrity, levelness in the hips and shoulders. Strengthen the belly, bring my hand back, and then I'm gonna swing my lifted leg forward, and I'm gonna put my shin at an angle, and I'm gonna slide back with the opposite leg, and I'm gonna try to move back on this right hip a little bit, so my hips become level, lift my chest up, and then creep forward onto my forearms. And if you can keep your ankle of your front leg flexed, that's a good thing to protect your knee. If you can come down any more, come on down. If not, it's okay. And just breathe there for a minute. Good. And then from there, I'm just gonna kind of come back up onto my forearms and then up onto my hands. And I'm just gonna sit back, keeping this front leg bent. And I'm gonna kind of bring it in. And I'm gonna have my other leg nice and extended. I'm gonna roll my belly toward my bent leg. And I'm just gonna start to creep my way down this extended leg with this side of my body opening out over that leg any amount. My belly is rolling up to the ceiling. And then I'm gonna lift my arm up and take a deep breath in. And then I'm gonna take it up and over and just see, can I reach over for that toe? Oh, and I can feel this into my hip. I can feel it a little stretching my knee. My neck is opening. My side body's opening. Good. And then I'm gonna inhale to come up. And I'm gonna exhale into a Baddha Konasana, bottoms of the feet together. Just leave a wobbling forward a bit. Good, and then inhaling up. And exhaling, coming forward any amount. When I come forward, I'll bring my elbow points forward to the top edges of my mat to open my heart and open my armpits. This is getting right into my hip joints. And I'm breathing. And then I'll inhale to come up and crossing the legs, coming forward. We're gonna do the other side. So here we are, other side. This time, I'm gonna bring my left leg back. Left leg's gonna go back. I'm in my knuckles, if I can be, not my wrists, so I'm not hurting my wrist joints. Try to get that leg at the height of your hip, and first we'll flex and point. A couple of times, good for the calves. And then circle those ankle joints. One way and then the other. Good, keep the hips level, the shoulder level. Bring the opposite arm forward, reaching, and then circle the wrist. One way and then the other. Good, we'll release that. Looking up between the hands, swinging that back leg forward, finding an appropriate angle of that front leg for yourself, and then stretching your back leg back. Good, stretching it back. As you stretch that leg back, try to get the top of your thigh onto the floor, your whole quadricep onto the floor. Flex this foot to protect the knee joint. Draw your front hip back. lift your chest up. Sometimes I'll go onto a soft fist or knuckles here. And then bring yourself forward onto your forearms and start to rest. You might be able to come down and rest. And take just a few deep breaths here. Breathing right into the hip joint. Enjoying that. Good, and then inhale, rising up, lifting your heart and chest. And then sitting back, keeping this leg bent, extending this leg out. It's kind of like both legs are opening to the same angle here. See if you can find both of your sitting bones and sit up nice and straight. And then roll your belly to your bent leg. Big breath in, get tall, and then start to extend your right side of your body out over your right leg. Up, so it looks like my left here, but it's really my right. So here we go, and breathe. Roll your belly up, roll your heart up, and stretch your arm up. Good, nice big stretch up, deep breath in, and then we're gonna exhale up and over to the side. See if you can reach up and over, stretching through the hips, the shoulders, all of your joints. Extend your neck long. And then inhale to come up. And we'll exhale into a wide angle pose for a minute here. And then just try to sit up straight with that. This is good for your hips again. Take a breath or two there. And then let's just bend the knees. This time we're gonna see, can we come into a squat? So it might not work for you. If it doesn't, do not fear, do not worry. You can come on the toes if you need to, or settle back to the heels. And just squat for a minute. Good, and then pressing into the feet, let's inhale and come on up. Excellent. So we're gonna come back up here. And we're gonna come into Tadasana for a moment and do some work. So with Tadasana, that's mountain pose. You can put your feet together or slightly apart. Press down through the four corners of your feet, your big toe mound, your little toe mound, your inner heel and your outer heel, lengthening your feet as much as you can. Pressing down into the four corners, you're gonna roll your inner thighs back and drop your buttocks down. And then rise up through the spine as much as you can. Big rise up through the spine. Good, and spread through the chest, let the energy come down through the fingertips, up through the crown of your head. And seek stillness within yourself. Good, and then really reaching down through this right leg. You're gonna lift your left one up and just find your balance. And then just reach back for the ankle if you can. You can always hold on to a wall if this is challenging for you. And then from there, you're just gonna keep finding Tadasana in this leg. And you're gonna find Tadasana in the other side of your body too, other than having that bent knee. And you're lifting your heart and you're lifting your chest and you're breathing. Good, taking that heel to the buttock, dropping your tailbone down. And finding balance. Stretching the knee joint. And then you're gonna release that one, reclaim your Tadasana, your mountain pose. All four corners of both feet are reaching down as you rise up. And then this time reaching down through the left, lifting up your right, finding your balance right here, and then reaching back for the ankle. Good, lift your chest, level your hips, level your shoulders, take the heel to the buttock, breathe. A couple of deep breaths there. And releasing that. Good. And then from here, we're just going to step forward with our right leg and just try to get both hips facing forward. And we're going to take our left arm and we're going to make big circles, trying to keep your whole torso and your hips coming forward. But like a windmill. And just letting it go. Breathing as you go. Then switching directions. Opening that joint. Good. Coming to stillness, stepping back with that leg and forward with the opposite. So left one comes forward, torso comes forward, right arm comes out, and we're going to go back first. Big circles. Big breaths. Good. Bringing that to stillness and reversing direction. And bringing that to a stillness. Stepping back with that leg. Now just widening your stance a little bit. We're going to just do Tadasana twist. So just letting yourself twist from side to side. You're opening up all the little joints of the spine here as you twist. With nice deep breaths. Just, it's like a little swinging. Good. From here, we're going to do a little work that's going to further open up through our wrists. So first, we're just going to take the arm out to the side, turn it down, and you're going to just reach across like so. Just reach it across and then get hold of the other one. Once you have that going on, we're just going to practice a little Utkatasana. So I'll show you from the side. Your feet are together, your arms are embraced, your tail is going between your knees, and you're just going to sit back like you're sitting into a chair. If you can find the 4 points of your feet, sit back, keep your chest lifted, your spine in a line all the way up to the crown of your head. Chest lifts and sit back and breathe. Good. And then pressing into the feet, inhale up. And we're going to release one arm, release the other arm, and roll it out. Good. And then you're going to take your opposite arm out to the side, turn the thumb to face down, bring it all the way across, get hold of the opposite elbow, and then get the other one. Draw the energy down the back. I'm going to turn to the side to show you. Feet are together, deep breath in, exhale, sit. Utkatasana. Keep the chest lifted and open, spine in a line, sit back a little more. Where's your chair back there? A little more. And then pressing into the feet, inhale and come on up. Good. Release one arm, release the other arm. Excellent. Now to further open our wrists, we're going to bring the arms out to the side again. You're going to roll your thumbs down and back, and you're going to see, ooh, can I find my fingertips? One each finding its mate, if you can. That may be impossible And then you can just get your elbows again, or you can begin to seek your knuckles. Maybe seek the knuckles, maybe begin to work your hands up your back. Any amount. Maybe you can seek your wrists. I can't quite seek my wrists today, but maybe you can. Reverse namaste, reverse prayer position. Meanwhile, in this position, your chest is open, your heart is open. Good. And then when you're ready to come out, you're just going to slowly bring it out. Slowly bring it out, and then just into Tadasana. Good. And then we're going to do that again. We're going to have the arms out. We're going to roll the thumbs down and back. We're going to bring them together. We're going to seek the fingers, bending at the elbows, seek the fingers, seek the palm or the knuckles, and maybe the palms if you can. Don't force anything. Your edge of your hand is coming into your back, and your elbows are coming down and back here. So if this didn't work, you're just going to get hold of the elbows as you did before. We're going to stand with our feet together in Tadasana, and we're going to take a big step back with our left foot. Okay, so if you can widen your stance so that your feet are about 3 feet apart, and get both feet to face forward. Your back toes are turned forward to like a 60 degrees or so. And your front foot is forward, and you're lifting your chest. Big breath in. On the exhale, you're going to start forward with the long, straight spine as best you can. Start forward. Let your chest stay lifted. Good. When you get to about 90, just pause and try to set your hip. You're drawing your front hip back, your back hip forward. And then just go any amount more. Both legs are straight and strong. And you're breathing. Good. You're stretching your hamstrings. You're strengthening your ankles, your wrists, your hips. And then pressing into the feet. You're going to inhale up all the way till a baby back bend. Up and back. Ooh. And then exhale back to the center and step forward, and very slowly release your wrists. Yes. And coming into Tadasana again. Second side, we're going to do the same thing. Arms out to the side. Roll your thumbs forward, down, and back. Bring them. Seek your fingertips first. Maybe just get hold of the elbows if this is uncomfortable for your wrist too much. But if you're doing the elbows, make sure you're doing the opposite elbow as last time first. And you're creeping the hands up the back any amount, lifting the chest up. Deep breath in. This time we're going to step back with our right leg instead. Big step back. Back toes turned forward to 60 degrees, hips turned forward, front foot grounded, lift the heart, lift the chest up, breathe, look up, deep breath. Exhale, start forward with the long, straight spine. Both of your tops of your thighs are energetically moving back as your breastbone is moving forward. You're grounding through the feet. And when you get to 90, lengthen yourself, and then exhale, go any amount further that you can. Finally, letting the neck go to rest. Pressing into your feet. Inhale, come up with a long, straight spine, all the way to a baby back bend. Exhale, step forward, and release slowly. Oh yes, lots of work on the wrists today. Relax. Good. And then coming to wind down toward rest, we're going to come onto our back. And let me just move this so you can see. We're going to bring our lay on our back. And bend your knees. And bring your knees towards your chest. And just give them a stretch. And then keep hold of your left one, extend your right one, rotate the ankle one direction, and then the other direction. Good. And then putting that left arm out to the side, take a big breath in. On the exhale, guide the knee across the midline, keeping the knee above the hip, all the way into a nice little supine twist. Good. And then kind of trying to ground through the left shoulder, gently roll the neck if you can toward the left. Let the belly relax as you breathe. Feeling the energy that you opened up in your joints today. And then inhaling back to the center slowly. Exhale, bending both knees and just resetting your spine. Hugging both knees to the chest once again, this time keeping hold of your right one, extend your left one. And then just, again, rotating the ankles in both directions. Right arm out to the side, big breath in. Exhale, taking that knee across the midline, above the height of your hip, all the way into a supine twist. Rolling over, and then letting the belly, the ribs, the heart, the shoulder reach back. Maybe even gently letting the neck turn back, if that feels okay. And then inhaling slowly back to the center. And exhale, release into Shavasana. Feet are mat width apart. Arms by the side, 45-degree angle. Palms up. And then just letting go. Letting go. Relaxing from your head, which has become heavy onto the earth. And your face, which is completely soft and smooth. And your sense organs, your eyes relax, and mouth, and nose, and ears. And then relaxing your chest, and your shoulders, and your elbows, and your wrists, and your fingers. Releasing your belly and your hips, knees, ankles, and toes. And relaxing your entire body, all at once. As you soften into this moment, And as you bear gentle witness on your joints, you can just wiggle the fingers and toes and maybe wake up the ankles and the wrists. And then bending at the knees and softly roll into your right side. Softly press up and come into easy pose. Hands to your heart. We'll seal our practice together with an Om, allowing the Om to emanate from your heart. Exhale completely. Big breath in. Om. The light in me sees, honors, and salutes the light in each of you. Namaste. Thank you so much, and enjoy your week. You didn't hear that.